So, welcome, folks. We got another round of 12 matchup. This one, winner here will face Tato in the quarterfinals. We've got Sitaux playing as the Hindustanis. We've got Mihai playing as the Lithuanians. And again, just small detail here. If there's the occasional sniffle, the occasional cough, I apologize. Still getting over being sick. We started off just like the good old days on Arabia. They used to be the standard. Every single series and pretty much every tournament would be game one Arabia as the set. That did not happen here. We just simply came down this way in the draft. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Catans played because both these players picked Catans first. But there must be another map where it's even more evident how solid that civilization is. If they both chose not to go for the Catans. It's a very good Arabia civilization. Maps are somewhat similar here. It's not the most open version of Arabia ever, but certainly not the most closed. I actually really like this generation here for entertaining games because they only have 2 wood lines, so it's not really easy to full wall. Sometimes the 3 wood line generation will make that easier to wall. So I think we'll see a fair amount of army here. Obviously, really like the gold here for Mihai. Not so much of a fan of Sitau's gold, especially considering these golds are beneath the hill here. But Mihai still has some long-term problems with the hills. Again, lots of elevation here. So, Lithuanians probably going to open scouts. I'd assume the same from the Hindustanis. But the Lithuanians could also go for a trash forward. Maybe could see spears and skirms. It's just Mihai's not really a spears and skirms type of player. So, I'd expect him to open with the scouts in transition. But I forget who Mihai went through in the qualifier, but he obviously qualified into top 16, which I wouldn't say is necessarily expected every single event with him. I'd put him maybe around that 16th mark in the world rankings. Just depends. Maybe 14th on one day, maybe 16th on another, maybe 20th on another. Obviously made it into the main event of Warlords. And then he needed to be top 3 in the group of 4. To make it to the round of 12, which he was able to do as well. So this is a forward. And yeah, he beat ACCM 3-0 in the first week. Obviously had some good performances, and I think Doubt was in his group, and Doubt ended up being 4th place. So Mihai should be pretty happy with that. I know I talked a bit to him last year. I talked a lot to him during Titans League, and he just really felt like he was so close to being in that top 16, and the results finally started to come together for him. So it's interesting. No scouting whatsoever on where his opponent's resources are. And not the type of opening that you would normally expect from a player like Mihai. So he'll build the barracks on the front, on the hill. But I don't mind it because I think Sitaux is a player who is going to want a little bit of time to ease into the series. And Hindustanis, they're going to want that smooth opening as well. The longer the game goes with Hindustanis, the better it tends to feel. Normally, Sitaux would have seen a barracks on the front. He didn't see the barracks. I think right about now, he might lame if he chooses to take those. I think right about now, he should know that there's a forward. Sees the, sees the villager. So obviously has an idea that there's something here. Sees the spearman. And yeah, he should know. This is indeed spear skirm forward. Now, priority number 1 is you want to get a counterattack in with your early scouts. But this can snowball on you. So tower there from Mihai. Tower now from Sitaux. And this should be a nice defensive tower there from Sitaux, but this is his only wood line right now. And when there's spears out, you're going to want your own skirms. You need wood for that. So he'll garrison. And Mihai will garrison as well. And these villagers kind of in an awkward spot in the wood line. The rest of the vills on the straggler trees here. I think what Sitaux could do is he could delete the palisade and rush that down. But 5 villagers versus 4 and the scouts, he should end up taking down this tower anyways. Mihai piling on the aggression. But this is not a build that's actually done anything just yet. And his spears are kind of out of position here. I mean, he does have that spearman. But that's just one spearman, and Sitaux very comfortably defending from this so far. And Mihai hasn't been able to kill anything yet, and the tower goes down, and now there's a tower there to protect for Sitaux long term. I like how relaxed Sitaux has looked in this scenario. It's not easy to play the first game of the tournament when all the pressure's on and play this smooth. I gotta feel like Sitaux feels a confidence about him right now, that he should be the better player here. And he's been to a few more, like, deep into S-tier tournaments compared to Mihai. And it looked very sharp there. But normally, you want to be camping something, right? You want to be on the berries. You want to be on the wood line. All the eco for Sitaux is just kind of chilling. And now Mihai headed back home. Mihai will drop a stable. And he'll be in a position to make a couple scouts, which will be good for him. And he'll still have the buildings here long term. Very close to the golds. So this could be his focus long term. But we just had one kill. And now I'm just kind of left here thinking, like, could Mihai have played into scouts? It feels like that's what he wanted to do in the first place, you know? Sitau's going to move forward now. Knows where the berries are. Skirmishers are going to follow. And now he won't be able to tower this gold, so he'll need lots of army control. And you should foresee the fact that your opponent's going to go for their own scouts if you're Sitaux. And what you can do then is mix in a couple spears, which he's trying to do. But then you could simply just make more of your own scouts to match it. And quick walls from Mihai. Actually, he's missing a palisade. That palisade's not even built. And that one goes down. And so loses one Vil. Will certainly lose the second. The spears are just out of position right now. And then Sitaux also picks off that spearman. And Sitaux is able to make it out of there. So Mihai just struggling a little bit. Two villagers down. Some of his army's been lost. And that's actually pretty good for Mihai. Yeah, I don't think... If I had to guess what happened there with Mihai, is he just misclicked with his shift. I can't look at that and say that that was a game bug for Mihai, but obviously it's frustrating. Yeah, you get the 2 Vil snipe. Your Vils are also cheaper now if you're Sitaux. You know you have the lead, but you just lost some HP on your scouts. So he's going to fall back here. He loses a scout. Really easy for things to go wrong right now. And the spears are kind of being focused down by the skirms for both. But there's some extra spear hits in there for Sitaux. And that is a really close engagement. Still not fully used to watching the scouts engage after the new patch. I thought I'd be more used to it by now. Like, the way the spearmen and scouts hesitate, I think it adds value for gameplay to know, like, when the units are attacking. But, like, 20 years of seeing units attack at a certain rate still has me feeling a little weird watching some of that. Not sure how you guys feel. But Sitaux mixing in some archers. He's making more scouts now. And Mihai's going to fall back. And just playing towards walls. I like Mihai's base setup. Like, Mihai's base setup is sick. His gold's on the back. His wood looks good. He'll be able to full wall. So it's very easy to defend this. As long as you get the full wall down and the scouts are going to be through, dude. Just frustrating to say the least. You went to go forward. You did nothing with your forward. You're pretty much walled. And now the opponent just runs in anyways. As we all know, TCs just really don't contribute a lot. So the full wall needs to happen along the front. And Sitaux, I think, was prepared to defend against this army, and now he doesn't really have to. He sees that forging is in, can simply click the scouts and see it. And now he has some archers and scouts in the mix. This is tough now, because Mihai lost all of his skirms. I think trying to produce skirms from this range now is a little ambitious. So the best thing he can really defend with is going to be walls. But this is against the Hindustanis that can break down walls. So not only is he not fully walled yet, and now he misses again. And the scouts are going to be through. You cannot give these opportunities to Sitaux. Sitaux is going to take it every single time. That's another villager sniped. But Sitaux actually leaves. And honestly, he just attacks the house and he's through in no time anyways. A counter attack here from Mihai. He aims to get revenge. But he doesn't end up killing too much. And these archers could simply just sit behind the house. And I'm a little surprised here, but Sitaux could actually just be through. Hindustani scouts with forging would definitely break that. But for whatever reason in his mind, I think he's just trying to be as active as possible. And he didn't come to the same conclusion I did. Seems tough, man. Enigmatic, welcome to the stream. If you're looking to come back to the game, you want the definitive edition. So I can't tell you, you said there's a dev edition and all that. That just comes down to maybe what expansions are included. But get the definitive edition, and there are some bundles that include some of the expansions. If you want multiplayer civs, as Sitaux is just absolutely destroying Mihai right now. You're going to want to avoid the Chronicles, for example, which is more mission-oriented. But most of the other DLCs should be good for you. That's another villager about to go down here from Sitaux on Mihai. And, I mean, just a disastrous start here for Mihai, guys. It just felt like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong this game. He went forward. His forward didn't accomplish anything. He fell back. And it's just been nonstop losses ever since. 9 villagers lost. And Sitau's going to be in Castle Age in 60 seconds. I guess Victors and Vanquished is also a DLC you might not want if you're not someone who plays campaigns. But beyond that, all the other DLCs give you civs. I think Mihai probably has his scouts on stand ground in some of those instances. Because normally when you're manually attacking with scouts, you're going to have them on stand ground. But the bigger issue for me, really, was just... like, he opened to attack, and then he didn't really have a lot of teeth to the attack. Then he fell back. Then he goes into walls, but he's not walled. It's like, if you're going to attack, you got to attack. If you're going to wall, you got to freaking wall. And it's just, everything he's tried to do in this game, it's been 70%. You got to be at 100%, and to be fair, Sitaux has just adapted super wonderfully to everything. He's made no mistakes. Here's an example of it. He will actually overchop this tree in a second. But he still has the spears. Still has the archers. And, again, in Castle Age, he'll make camels. He'll make cav archers now. Still 2 minutes away. Is Mihai. But, I mean, Mihai is just reminding everyone that he's human. And that players to this level are human. And this happens. But to be the best of the very best, you can't have these games, you know? Nice thing is it's a best of 7. So he should have some time. He could still play on in this. Get the jitters out of his system and then hopefully recover. Overchop's there. Forging is still in on the scouts. So Sitaux will lose his first villager. He is knocking on the door over here near the house. Yeah, see that stand ground on the scouts? You do that so the units actually obey your commands instead of like spreading out and going different directions. And he'll drop a tower. I mean, he needs a tower. Without a tower there, these units are going to be through. Second TC now for Sitaux, so he can shrug off that villager loss. No problem. And he just keeps going forward. A frustrating situation for Mihai. When you're frustrated, when you don't know what else to do on Arabia, what do, chat? Is it longswords? Is it monks? It's cav archers. If there's one unit that can bring you back, a ton of cav archers could maybe be it. Apparently my chat just resigns, but Yeah, the problem with Cav Archers, though, is that the opponent's already making Cav Archers and already has so many more than you. So it's not like it's going to be this big surprise, which is going to turn this around. Sitaux just played a perfect game. Mihai will play on, knowing he's probably dead, just to get the frustration out of his system. Roy, thanks for the 70 months. Says, who plays campaigns? Question mark 11. Roy, are you dissing people who play campaigns? Bro, everybody. More people play campaigns in single player probably than multiplayer, in all honesty. A lot of the people watching here, though, maybe we have a lot more tryhards who play more online, but nothing wrong with campaigns. Says me, the guy who hasn't played a campaign in 4 years. I mean, Sitaux has to... Honestly, Sitaux needs to get that type of move out of his system. Like, he should never dive there. He's already has such a big lead. So that's maybe a little wasteful. It does give Mihai an opportunity back in. But I still think his position is so good. With the 15 villager lead now and decent Cav Archer numbers, he should still be fine. Yo, Gamer, what's up? Thanks for the year, dude. Brandon, thanks for the 23 months. He says, for the wedding fund. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, actually. Thank you. We picked a caterer for the wedding, so that helps. Wedding stuff's expensive, dude. Arachnia, thank you. DeGross, thank you for the 34 months. Good to be back. Good to be back. Kind of hard to hype this one up right now because Sitaux has played very well. And he's played well enough where I don't think he can be broken, but Mihai, triple range, ballistic, Cav Archers, hoping for a way back into this one. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. I just wonder, I'd be curious to know why Mihai wanted to go trash forward. I would guess he feels like he's the worst player. And so he tried to do something that on paper is good with this Civ, but is maybe against his own skill set. Because I've done that crap a million times. You're the underdog. You feel like I can't play normal. If I do, I lose. And so let's pick a strat or, you know, a game plan that on paper is good, but doesn't suit me. I think it's maybe a little bit of underdog mentality. Ultimately, I think you need to work against that feeling, and you need to play towards your own strengths. That way, after you lose, you say, well, at least I tried my best. And I didn't play something that isn't good for my skill set. Yeah, just trying to explain a little bit why I think this attack didn't look too good. I mean, Sitaux defended from it perfectly. T90, will you exchange wedding vows in-game in AoE2? Yes. We're going to ally each other. And we're going to exchange resources in the diplomacy screen. And we are going to... It's actually not a real wedding. It's actually just a diplomacy game. Where we... we haven't figured it out yet. But that's the end of that stupid joke. There we go. GG. Yeah, I mean, pretty much nothing I haven't already said. Sitaux just dominated him. I feel as though if this is bad Koala, if this is Vivi... If this is even like someone like Mr. Yo, if this is Overtaken, like there's players in the scene that I would see Lithuanians like Nikov. I'd expect going forward. I don't expect that from Mihai, and it just didn't look like he really had a lot of experience, and then everything went wrong. So Sitaux takes the first game. Not that big a deal for Mihai, of course. Like in the previous series, the player who lost the first game was able to turn it around, but just what hurts about that one is it kind of felt like a waste, you know? Did he pick Lithuanians high? Well, his Lithuanians was kind of a late pick, so it doesn't feel as bad, I suppose. Game 2. Mihai. Mihai didn't have a very good first game. And he didn't have a very good first game because I felt his build didn't suit him. I would expect a much better performance here. He's gone for the Dravidians, an amazing civ for this map. And then we have the Koreans for Sitaux, another really good civilization for this map. So there's not a lot of fish, but we will still see the players find areas to fish. I have on Gaia point of view, or... Oh, wait, what? I am. Okay. Dravidians are the best at that because you get the extra pop space, you have the extra carry capacity. So when there's weaker fishing economy available on the map, it's actually better for the Dravidians because they're traveling such long distances. And my stream just dropped. I think we're back. I don't know what happened. We're catching up live time. Everyone say back if we're back. And sorry, YouTube. We should be good to go. I have no clue what happened. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. We should be back. Say back in F5 in chat if we're back. Sorry, guys. I was just talking about how good the Dravidian eco is. And we're back in business. I changed my Twitch server because that was weird. I don't know why I randomly just went offline like that. Whoa. Dude, look at this dock from Sitaux. So this can happen sometimes. I don't think it's like intended. But we had this map in one of my tournaments recently, and I looked a lot into the scripts. And occasionally you have this little bit of water that goes inland like this, but rarely do you have a situation where you can hide your dock and get a deep fish. So Mihai's scouting right now. He's looking for his opponent's dock. He's going to assume his opponent is docked on the other side, and that has not happened. So that's really sneaky there from Sitaux. It's just a tiny little detail that may influence how Mihai builds up his strategy. Mihai may actually be thinking that Sitaux chose to dock one of the other areas. Like maybe you could have used your transport to bring the villager out here. I would say that Dravidians are the better civ of the two between playing straight Navy. And Koreans might want a more simplified game plan of playing into archers. Yeah, chat, everything good? Everything seems fine. Sorry about that. That sucks. The recent change where you can bring more than 5 units in a transport definitely helps on this map. So I've been seeing most players bring like 7 or 8 instead of bringing 5 and then bringing 3 a little bit later on. Salat Nor, it's kind of similar to migration, but it's more complicated than migration. Ooh, and here's Mihai. Mihai walking really far forward or sailing really far forward with the villagers here. And it must be for a forward dock. Okay, drops one of the villagers off. And now he's bringing the scout over, and he's going to go forward dock pressure. The fact you get extra population space from the docks is huge. The fact you get the extra wood is huge. Dravidians are the best civ here at early feudal, probably in the entire game. The only civs I would say that rival that is maybe the Wu, the Persians, or the Japanese. But this whole game plan is designed to kill the fish, and he doesn't know where the dock is right now. So he goes forward dock. He doesn't know where the target is. Now he's looking around, and now he's going to find the fish. But he found the fish with the transport, and there's a villain there. So I don't know if Sitaux spotted that. But Mihai wants to sneak an archer range here, I believe. There's the archer range for Sitaux. We'll have to keep an eye on Sitau's transport. If Sitaux puts archers into that transport, he could just drop the archers right on Mihai's island. But for now, Mihai's got fire galley from this dock and from this dock, and they know exactly where they need to go. So the fish are definitely going to go down for Sitaux. Wow, Mihai's coming aggressive today with some pretty crazy strats. He went forward in the first game. Now he's building a forward archer range. And Sitaux can't see this. I think Sitaux is assuming that there's probably an archer range over here. Because he doesn't know about this dock. And he's basically hiding his transport so he can use that transport if the moment feels right. And you could tell the moment feels right. Transport's on the move. And now Sitaux will start to lose his fish here. Now he is making fires. He can maybe defend a couple of these fishing ships. And he is walling like he knows the range is there. But guys, that's not because he knows the range is there. It's because he knows transports can happen. I don't actually think he knows it's here. But maybe he spotted that transport earlier. Yeah, it does feel like he's walling like he knows, but he didn't scout it. But he did see the transport. He did see the flag. He does have his own units. Mihai's getting town watch. Mihai does not know his opponent has some walls going up. Ah, okay. He can see the Vil. So the Vil being there to repair obviously tells him that maybe there could be something there. Fisher's still alive for Sitaux. Mihai does not know that the archers and the scout are on the way. His fire's patrolled, though, so the transport could get sniped. Will Mihai notice this? And can Mihai also get through here with his own archers right now? There's a lot happening. Mihai's through. Sitaux is through. Mihai? Sitaux? Okay, Mihai notices. And obviously Sitaux notices. And Sitau's got a damage control here, and this is about to get very crazy. 1 villager kill, 2 villager kills. And then here, more archers are going to be on the way for Mihai. God, this map is crazy. I love it. It's such a chaotic map. That is such a good spot for Mihai to stand in because it's next to the golds and it's next to the fish. He should not leave this position. Yeah, like maybe a little bit further back, obviously, but you got to keep your opponent off the gold. Archer range is up. Couple skirms will be on the way from Mihai and East Dravidians. Skirms fire faster. He already has fletching. I think this is very good for him. Eco KD isn't pretty, but that will look better because he'll kill the fish. He's pushed Sitaux off of golds. And he definitely is going to need some farming eco. They're both going to have a really tough time with their economies right now, but this could be okay. I think the key for Sitaux is going to be he actually has villagers here. So the fact that he has vills here is crazy strong. But he can't transport again because he lost his transport ship. And he can't take golds unless he builds a couple towers here. Don't ask me how Mihai keeps those units alive. That's pretty impressive. And now Sitaux is building a sneaky dock. I think Sitaux feels like he's in a really bad spot. He's going to try something desperate. And that desperate is probably a sneak dock for a transport. But Mihai's transport is coming home, and Mihai will actually spot that. And yeah, there's the transport ship from Sitaux. So I think Sitaux is going to try and transport to put the archers here. But there's actually no vills there for Mihai. Tons of idols, by the way, that he really needs to fix. But yeah, Mihai doesn't have any villagers on the new islands. So maybe that's Sitau's win condition. If Sitaux can get to Castle Age and just keep that area towered up and protected. Like, yeah, there he goes. Oh, God. Well, he might find something. I have to assume that Mihai just didn't notice that dock was there. Oh, bro. Oh, God. This is so good for Sitaux. Mihai, if you just kept everything as is, you would have been way ahead. But he wasn't expecting Sitaux to use another transport ship after losing his first one. And he's losing all of these villagers. Crazy. Now, he's still looking here, of course. Still forcing some towers. Still probably trying to do a lot of things. But the multitasking on this map is so difficult. And that's 5 vills down. Him losing those 5 villagers there is like me... Oh, God, it's like Sitaux losing these 5 villagers. It's fine. No wonder he didn't notice, guys. It's because he was looking here. So they both just massacred each other. Now the archers are back. And now there's no army at home for Mihai because he sent his army here. So now he could lose even more. Welcome to Pacific Islands. This is why a lot of people have banned this map in other tournaments or in the early rounds. This is not an easy map to play, but it is a great map. Mihai's got to be thinking, are you kidding me? Like, of course. I could have just kept some army at home. And Sitau's got to be happy with that because he actually killed a lot of vills. But he might feel like he still has some really solid chances. Archers are going to hop into the transport. He's going to sail away. He's also making some fire ships again. He now needs to save these archers. Buddy, be careful. Where are we going? Okay. Saves the archers. Also killed the archers that Mihai had. And wow, Sitaux holds on. And Sitaux soon going to click up to Castle Age. It's wild, though. He doesn't have any vills here. And Mihai doesn't have any vills here. I've never, ever... Oh, wait, no, there's one vill. Okay, but still, let's not count that. He's not included. I've really never seen a Pacific Islands game play out like this. Usually, it's like they both have a little bit of water. They both have a little bit of this, little bit of that. And then they both have some vills on land, but there's just nothing here. Also, Sitau's going to have to make his third transport ship now. And he kills Mihai's scout. So where's your most comfortable spot if you're Mihai? I guess if you bring your skirms, you're probably fine anywhere. But having just lost your scout here, you might be kind of concerned moving out with vills. Well, Sitaux does have that transport down here now. So he'll bring a couple villagers and hope to sneak away. And he only has 2 fires. There's going to be about 6 of them for Mihai. So I think... Mihai should be in a better position on water. Where are the vills? There they go. 8 villagers for Sitaux. They can just come over here. With these 2 vills, maybe they'll build a castle. Sometimes you see the castle on the shoreline, so you can transport units over to the other person's island. I don't know how many public games have been played that way, but I saw a lot of practice games for other tournaments where this has happened. And second TC for Mihai. Ecos and total KD's pretty much dead even, but he gets the additional wood. He still has 6 fishing ships. He's still got the water control. He definitely has the better eco. And that's just a TC there for Sitaux. Okay. And now his towers defend himself pretty nicely. Now they'll both have TC set up. And it's kind of a water control game. And if it's a water control game, this should be better for Mihai. Well, Sitaux still sneaking around with these archers. But I think Mihai has an idea of how his opponent plays now. And will place outposts around so he's not surprised. He's going to take a page out of Sitau's book now, bring the skirms across. It feels like Sitaux doesn't have a position to build a castle. Like, yeah, he's close to getting the stone to build one, but where do you actually build it? You can't build it on your opponent's island very easily, because you have the transport there. A defensive castle isn't needed. So it's just tough to really know what to do. Where is the army of skirmishers for Mihai? Oh, it's here. Okay. So here he comes. What a great recovery from Mihai, guys. Like, mentally, I felt like he was probably... This felt like a do-or-die game for me, because game 1 was a bit of a dud. This is a really smooth recovery. Also, Sitaux is here with skirms, too. So, again, Mihai's killing vills, but he doesn't notice that he's losing vills, which is hilarious. Sitaux will probably recognize... But I don't even know if he's microing this right now. Mihai's certainly microing this all the time. And okay, Mihai noticed. And Sitau's microing. And Sitaux kills some. And forces those villagers off of resources. Just feel like not a single naval ship is such a bad sign here if you're Sitaux. You're not ahead in eco, and you have no navy. It's going to be really tough to come back from this. But the thing about this map is the game normally goes to the Imperial Age. So if you can make it there, and the eco's starting to set up pretty nicely, maybe things could turn around. Archers killed a monk over here. And Sitaux just doing a great job at doing a lot with very little this game. But the skirmishers are going to get cleared up. And there's still no navy for Sitaux. Must have sold his stone. At one point, he must have sold his stone so he could buy other resources, because he's at 186 now. And he only has one dock. Like, it's tough, man. Like, turtle ships could be good. Oh, man. Kills another monk with those 2 archers. And is still running around with these skirms. Yeah, Mangle Klaus, I agree. Sitau's multitasking is definitely one of the best in the world. He's insane. The value he's getting with the armies he's made is crazy. Like, he should have been dead this game. He should have been super dead, and he got crazy value, and it's now pretty close. But he's got to redock, and I think he has to get some fire ships on the fields, and then maybe adapt it from there. This feels like a transport. Like, why build a dock over here for a turtle? I think this is actually for another transport. His other transport, maybe he's forgotten over here. Well, he is making a turtle ship. So we'll have our first turtle ship sighting of the day. We did have Koreans in the first series. We didn't have any turtles. 65 eco versus 63. It's just 21 army against 8 right now. And Mihai's on stone. And Mihai might be thinking about a castle. Chat likes turtles. That's good to know. Skirmisher still being microed around there from Sitaux. And there goes our turtle ship. That turtle ship can easily fight off this. Against higher numbers of fires, though, it could become a problem. Yeah, I think the turtle ship can win this as well. So we'll see if Mihai recognizes the fight is coming on water, because he might need to ramp up his production. Oh, turtle! We like turtles! Sitaux is busy. He's getting attacked by skirms here. And, oh yeah, I forgot the new turtle fires the rockets as well. I don't want to be an old man, but... Okay. I mean, that's worth it for Mihai. It'll take some getting used to hear the rockets. Yeah, I don't want to be an old man, but I wish they wouldn't have touched turtle ships. I wish they would have... I wish they would have kept the turtle ships with their big old cannonball, you know? I feel like the way they balance turtle ships is they just made them stronger in the later stages. And they were already super strong there, so I don't know. I haven't seen too many engagements with the new turtles. But Mihai's seen it a couple times now, and Mihai knows they're coming. I like the move from Sitaux to switch into fires in front of the turtles. Because I think the turtle cost just a little bit too difficult to justify. Look at these vills, guys. These vills are going to need to take wood next to that range. Which could be safe, but also could be a problem if an elephant archer pops out or something. Ooh, and now a couple knights from Sitaux. He sees the siege workshop is on the way. A lot happening at once. Mihai wants to siege push this. But the villager in there... Oh, he saves himself. And the siege workshop completes. But Sitaux coming back on water. Very close. Sitaux did make a couple knights, so that could delay his Imperial Age time a little bit, in theory. And if he can control the water here, he can maybe transport those knights over to this island. But nice job from Mihai to get out of danger. The knights don't really offer too much for Sitaux now. He's actually making more knights right now. So he definitely wants a transport. Look how many transports he has. He's got 3 freaking transports, man. And he lost 3 transports in this game. Sitaux might have transport ships in the double digits by the end of this. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, that elephant archer is such a good move. I'm so glad he didn't go for an archer or a skirm. That elephant's doing work. And Sitau's doing exactly what you should do. Just, like, click everything on the elephant and then send them back to trees. Don't even worry about it. Where are the transports? He lost one of them. He might have lost the transport with knights. Hold up. It was here. He goes into the transport. Huh. 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 He loses 3 knights inside of that transport ship. And now he's going to transport over on this side with another transport ship and build a siege workshop and bring some skirms. But Imperial Age could be coming in here for Mihai. Mihai could maybe deny this siege workshop. He's also built a really nice castle on the shoreline over here. And in a super chaotic game, I'm liking Mihai's position more and more. He's got really nice control. He's got a good number of skirms where he needs it. He's got very good economy. He's mixing in war galleys with the fires here. Sitaux is starting to get a lot more fires in queue, but they're all from different locations. I think he's having a really tough time meeting everything up. Like, I don't even know exactly where he's producing from half the time. It's very random. And there's Imp for Mihai. So you have to simplify your game plan here for Mihai. You win water and adapt from there. That, because water has not been able to affect that much in Castle Age beyond just denying transports, except for this one. Dude, Sitaux won't stop. Sitaux just keeps coming with transport ships. I can't believe it. Here he is. I think Mihai's going to notice this now. At least he has a little bit of time to react. But yeah, if you win the water, you deny all future transports, and then you can deny stone and gold, and you can protect your trebs, like protect your villagers who are going to transport. It can be incredible. So Mihai's just going to quick wall this. Good damage control, and there's a hole. All right. Didn't see that one either, Mihai, and now he needs to go for more walls. Oh, but actually this could benefit him because now the knights, as long as he re-walls it, will be trapped. And he sees the hole, and nice. Well, if he converts one now, he converts one knight, it'll fight off the others, he should be okay. And he's got 14 war galleys with ballistics. But that's a lot of fires there from Sitaux, so he needs to be careful. And Sitau's getting careening as well. Mihai needs to fall back to that castle, potentially. He transports some skirms over. I think the knights got deleted. There are villagers stuck now, so again, the pressure is added up. But Mihai just falls back to the castle. Mihai's an imp. Mihai can get bracer. Mihai can get galleon. And yeah, Mihai should be in a great position now. Also snag the 2 relics on that island. So he has that. I doubt he'll ever get to this one, but that's doable. Just feels like if Sitaux loses this middle area of the water, he could lose a lot more here if he doesn't have towers on the shoreline. Maybe that's a play for him. Almost feels like Sitau's going to try and be super greedy because he knows he's behind and snag ship right here. I wouldn't mind a couple towers on the shoreline. Oh, wow. Mihai's even getting ship right. Such a good tech when you know it's going to go later than it already has. And that navy's going to be key. You really don't want to play any civilization that doesn't get ship right here on this map. I think every civilization that's played for the early bonuses tends to get it, except for maybe Persians. But at this stage of the tournament, I wouldn't even expect Persians to be played. Because you need to have great galleons to really compete here. So shipwright for Sitaux as well. Heavy demo for Mihai, expecting the fires. And Mihai will drop a castle on the shoreline. And he's already producing bombard cannons here. These vills, unable to transport to safety for more resources. And Mihai still doesn't have the galleon upgrade. Super easy for the games to fall apart on you here. Because you're like so many steps removed from winning, and you need 5 out of 5 steps to land to finish it off. I see a lot of people build these castles before they're ready, for example. And even getting shipwright, but forgetting galleon. I mean, that's a step that's a good example of what I mean. What's up, Catherine? Welcome back. Nice to be back. Galleon completes for Mihai. He's just one step ahead. One step ahead with the techs here, and I think Sitau's going to start to have some big problems. He's not going to be able to take any resource near the shoreline, and he could start to get pushed on the land here. Again, though, if you tower near your shorelines, that does prevent the opponent from moving in, at least with galleons. At least as comfortably as Mihai is currently. Beautiful recovery from Mihai. Yeah, galleons are just king. Once you get to this number, fast fires just don't seem to cut it anymore. And Mihai pulling back with the bombard cannons, killing the skirms. Pretty much near perfect. Over on this side as well. Still has the Navy prepared. Pretty much near perfect. There's just not many docks for Sitaux anymore. He's got like 3, maybe 4. And here as well, he has to defend. Yeah, this map is probably the most complicated map to play in tournaments. There might be a few others that come to mind. But I think this map is probably tougher to play than most. But I really like the addition. I think they removed Baltic after the qualifier. Baltic is like super one-dimensional. There's not a lot of different things you can focus on. It's really lame in my opinion. I would have preferred Mediterranean, but they removed Baltic. I don't think they added this in, or maybe they did. I forget. Either way, the result is what I like. I think this is a good map. Sitaux might disagree because Sitaux is losing right now. But Mihai just kept the consistency throughout the game. No matter what happens, he'll lose that bomber cannon. Doesn't matter. He's still fighting over here. He's still got Navy over here. He's just dominating Sitaux. And I think the most important thing was really just taking that castle down. You don't necessarily need to do much more than that. And maybe a couple cannon galleons now to snipe down these towers. And Sitau's going to be completely out of resources. I mean, over here is already an example of what he's struggling with. I think he will push back a bit. He might take these buildings down. He might try and be stubborn, but... If Mihai loses this game, it would have to be a pretty massive throw. The bigger issue for him now is just he can't... He's at 200 pop, so he can't really do much more. He's missing a couple cannon galleons to just take down the towers. The towers are keeping Sitaux in the game. But, I mean, Sitaux can't just easily push this back. If he does that again, maybe he can, but there will always be more bomber cannons for Mihai to hold. And there will always be more Navy. Fully saturating the stones and golds on this side is Mihai. Also, does he have auto farm on? So he has auto farm off to simply save wood, which is a really clutch move in my opinion. You don't need food for anything else. Like, yeah, technically you could make food units to push back skirms, but your civilization doesn't get very good knights. Champions is very difficult to get to. So I like the idea of not really farming much at this point. You just need cannon galleons, dude. Like, I'm beginning to get worried because Sitaux is actually massing a decent amount of bombard cannons. I can tell Mihai's getting frustrated almost. Like, he doesn't know what more he can do. This is still really valuable engagement, but he needs cannons to push the towers, and then he can control every shoreline. Really hard to get cannon galleons over there, though. Still 120 pop for Sitaux. I mean, he does have access to wood. He does have access to gold. Oh, no! He misclicked! Oh, man. I think he tried to click the castle and clicked behind the castle. I mean, that's what I would assume happened there. And then all the bombard cannons died to the castle. And he does finally call it because it looked pretty bad in the first place. GG. And nice recovery from Mihai. My favorite thing about this game was that we had multiple instances where they were both massacring each other and thinking, oh my God, is the other player AFK right now? Right? It was like, It's like, why is Mihai not reacting to his villagers going down? Well, because he was killing Sitau's vills. It happened like 2 or 3 times. It was a really awkward one. And in the end, I think Mihai had the better water control. And he was able to put up with some of the shenanigans Sitau sent his way. There's the difference in the res collected. The engagements were super solid for Mihai. I think Sitau will be pretty happy with how he played that, but I think the big thing that he'll be frustrated with is that he didn't keep his transports alive. Like, he made 10 transports this game. And he lost 3 knights in another transport ship. Like, he probably needed a little bit more navy to protect, but maybe needed to be sneakier with the transport ships. That's a costly investment when you have to build that many transports that early. Okay, so immediate action here, game 3. The middle is always visible, and if there's any player that's going to send vills, it's going to be Sitau. First, because he's Goths, but second, because he's Sitau. So I saw this before from him. He basically forces the opponent to take all the elephants right away. So a lot of people would turn around right now, but he's like, if you don't kill them, I will force you to. You get Loom instantly with the Goths, so that's a big reason he could go for this. And yeah, Mihai doesn't want to lose any of these elephants to the enemy. And he lost 2 vills! He lost 2 villagers, not 1. He lost 2. I only saw the one. I don't know where the other one was, but this is so smart from Sitau. He's like, fine, you want your elephants, take them. I can't believe he lost 2 vills to that. That's crazy. And if Sitau's paying attention, he could also see that, because you could see everything. And now, he might end up just going somewhere else. Meanwhile, Sitau has 4 elephants that he can take. Goth Hunt lasts a little bit longer. And I think this villager is going to continue to walk along here. Mihai has to get Loom just in case. That elephant is weak. Kill it. Kill it. Yep, there we go. So now that's also super inefficient and decaying away. Georgians are a really good civ. Getting the free mule cart's a pretty big thing. So, you mean their scouts are very strong. They should be very solid on hybrid because of the free mule cart. But to lose 2 vills like that is painful. T90, can we get a replay? I think that was bugged. I don't think there was a bug. Like, what aspect of it was bugged? And now Sitau's going to steal this elephant. Oh my god, this is so good from Sitau. So good. Now he even gets an extra elephant. And it doesn't have to be efficient. Who cares? Dock is over here for Mihai. He'll add a couple fishing ships. And someone in chat says he thinks the elephant did splash damage. I can look at it later. I don't think so. I think just what happened there was the elephant retargeted. And there was a lot going on at the same time. But I can look later. Just remind me at the end of the game. I just don't think it brings value to go back right now when I'm pretty certain it probably didn't do splash damage. I mean, if anyone's going to do splash damage, it's going to be an elephant. But I doubt that randomly happened there. So, Sitau's docked on the back. He is scouting very actively with a camel here to see where Mihai is docked. I think if you don't see a dock down here, you can use process of elimination to just know that Mihai will have to be docked on the other side. And so, as Mihai is going to try and steal this in return, and Sitau's not going to be happy with that. Sitau, he actually got that, dude. He de-aggroed it with the gate, reset the elephant, and now the elephant is coming home. That's sick. He tried that earlier as well. I guess you just let it die out here now. Nice job from Mihai to block it so it didn't go underneath the TC. But that was really well played from Sitau. You don't want your opponent to be able to gain that elephant. But yeah, Sitau's going to send it in feudal age, guys. He's going to go crazy aggressive here. I'd expect man-at-arms into immediate archers, or it's kind of hard to do both, but man-at-arms into a sneak villager on the fish would probably be the strongest. Just because you know your opponent's going to have fishing eco, and they're going to have to respect this barracks. So some people might say, like, dude, you gotta hide it. Bro, why are you not being sneaky? But no, I actually think the strategy's so good. And plus, you're just so much closer to the enemy if you build it here that this is the correct play. And Mihai, already on the way to Feudal Age. But he does not have any food underneath his TC, so he needs that fish. He's actually building a barracks here, which is super weird. Like, he's not thinking he needs the barracks to produce, so I guess he just wants to build it, and then he'll go archers or something, but that's odd. Also, he's over on this side taking the deer, which is also odd. And I think Sitaux saw that. Sitau's scouting has been insane. I think these villagers are probably just going to walk home. What's the plan here for Mihai? What? Why are we making scouts in the corner of the map, bro? Again, it's like... Because the opponent has vision on everything in the middle... People will do weird stuff sometimes. I know scouts are fast, but that's still really far away from the enemy. I would have preferred it near the wood line. Like that's like mom and dad told you no scouts until you eat your vegetables. And you're sneaking the scouts anyways. Even though you didn't eat your broccoli. Like, what is that? I mean, yeah, no one's gonna expect it. Scout rush from the corner of the map. That's just super weird. You see what I mean, though? Sitaux, he now has gone for an archer follow-up. I wonder how successful this would have been if he would have brought a villager and already had a dock up. You could tell Mihai kind of looked for that. Here comes Sitaux. He's just attacking this hut over here with these man-at-arms. And now he sees these two vills and the scouts randomly. This is so weird. I feel like I'm watching Lowy the Legends right now. So now the corner scout rush is going to work? Did he expect this? Wow, and now Mihai gets the quick walls down and actually saves that vill. What? Did he see the future? And he knew that he was going to need the scouts here? All right, well, not bad for Mihai. His scouts will heal up over time. One of the scouts is not fighting. And that scout can't heal back from death. It's not the prettiest engagement, honestly, but he's still... What? He deleted a stable. What the... What is happening? I don't... Guys, I'm trying to make sense of stuff for you. This is my freaking job, bro. What is this game? Stable in the back was a bit... Why rebuild it there? Rebuild it somewhere else. If you're gonna make a new one... Make it on the front. Oh my god, Mihai's struggling. I don't fully understand what's happening. And by the way, Sitaux has the fish over here. That's looking good. He's going to dock in the north and fish as well. And now he's got archers and now he's got spearmen as well. I assume he tried to delete the palisades and he clicked the stable instead. And now Sitau's going to come back to this damn corner. And there's a new stable with new flags. And now these vills are like, what the hell? Why us? We're literally in the safest spot of the map. Why are you attacking us? We've done nothing wrong. But yeah, they're going to die. There's the arsing and they're going to die. Nice shot from Sitaux because he can't really engage on the wood line. Oh, we have a tower now from Mihai. Okay, so he could take gold and some hunt over here. It's been a weird game, but let's not pretend that Mihai still can't win this one. If you've got Georgian scouts and you've got a fish boom, anything could happen. Like a problem for him, though, is that he's been spotted, so he doesn't know that this is the case. And so he'll probably lose some fish. And Bloodlines is on the way for Mihai. And Sitaux has enough vision, I think, to expect the aggression and have the army out to defend from the scouts for now. Like, every group of army that Sitaux has, he's got spearmen. He's got a lot of spearmen. Again, it's just a little weird to me to have the stable in the back you're trying to send scouts forward, it just takes so much longer. And Sitaux finds these villagers. And Sitau's going to find more snipes on villagers. And Bloodlines comes in for Mihai. But still no armor, still no forging. And these armies are going to meet up here. It's kind of funny how Sitaux is looking for the fish here. And the fish are right there. He knows the dock is there. So he'll eventually kill those fish. He might have enough where he considers jumping underneath that tower. He's just getting his house attacked here. He has a couple spears back at home. And Mihai is all in. No villagers on the back. Stable still on the back. No skirmishers even. No archers for Mihai. Just the tale of this series so far for Mihai. It's like every other game has been a different version of him. Like but also, when you get smashed in the face right at the start and things get really scrappy and crazy, it's hard to recover. And I think Sitau's just... He picked the perfect home map against Mihai, and he picked the perfect home map after losing a game. He just said, I know exactly what I need to do to him. Forging is now in on the scouts. If Sitaux can survive this and upgrade this army in Castle Age, it's over. But if Sitaux gets hit and Sitaux takes heavy losses, that's a different situation. I just don't really know if Mihai can do enough damage. The scouts are underneath the tower. It doesn't kill a villager yet. Will snag one. Still needs enough to deal with this. And the fishing eco still continuing. Oh, there is a sneak dock on the left-hand side here from Mihai. Sitaux seems to know about this, but he hasn't fully reacted to it with production yet. He does have more fires on the way, but he could lose some fishing ships in the meantime. 76 population versus 61. Chat, smile at me if you hear me. We dropped earlier. Chat is very silent. I appreciate the fact you're focused. But I'm paranoid right now. The scouts from Mihai about to dive. We've got smiles. Good, good, good. Thank you, guys. I should have said subscribe with Twitch Prime if you hear me, but I'm not that guy. But also, I wouldn't mind. Army dives. Mihai's still in feudal age. Pikemen could come in. Bodcanero could come in. And Pikeman wasn't the first thing that Sitaux went for, which is surprising. I think if it was, he would have cleared up this army. But Bodkin's still pretty good just for the tower. For the range of these archers. Knights are going to be on the way as well. The longswords are attacking the tower there. Swaggle subscribed with Prime. Appreciate it. Thanks for the 6 months. Yeah, Mihai. He's in a really problematic position. But he can clear this. So there's that. Look at how many idols he has here. Like, oh, he's struggling, man. And crossbow's on the way now. Again, there's only 4 spears. So, you know, maybe there's a chance, but 4 knights is a problem. Like, knights pretty much just win the game on their own. And, yeah, the patrol comes in there for Sitaux. And I think Mihai's about to tap out of this one. I'm not sure what more he can do. Villagers are getting slaughtered. He's completely off of gold there. He'll aim to deny the second TC, but there's a knight waiting. And all the scouts go down, and I think that's all she wrote. GG. Just a frustrating game for Mihai fans. Because, again, we saw in game number 2 exactly what he's capable of. This game, never really saw that same player there. Deleting the stable was an obvious one, which was tilting. But even still, dude, like, why are we building a stable on the back of the map in the first place? I still cannot think of a single reason why you would do that. Very surprised he didn't try and go onto archers against man-at-arms. And then maybe go into scouts later. What happened in Dark Age, though, I said I would rewatch this. That was probably the bigger issue. So you do have to just take these elephants so Sitaux can't take them. You really have no choice against this. Let's see how he lost the Vils. Okay, so there was one. And there was two. Yeah, there's no, like, trample damage or splash damage. It's just the elephant chose to target the weak Vils, and there were a lot of them. And sometimes they'll switch targets on you when you hop in and out of TCs. So there's that one being attacked. Hey, yeah, and he hops back out, and then she just gets attacked right away. So, yeah, being down 2 Vils. He was down 2 Vils. He didn't get as much food from the elephants in the first place, and he didn't have as many elephants. All right, game 4. We've got primes coming in. We've got support. Thank you, everybody. Again, I've been away for a bit, so it's good to have so many people watching. Appreciate it. So, difference of approach here. We have the nomad start. They kind of start on the shoreline. And unlike Wandering Warriors Cup, the last time you might have seen this, it is 9 start, just like all of this tournament. So, faster start. They chose not to walk a little bit more inland, which some players will do, especially with 9 villagers, because you get the TCs up faster. But instead, they build it kind of right smack dab in the wood. Now, Sitaux, seeing as it's a nomad start, will get this horse, which is really valuable because there's lots of water buffaloes around. And also, you can just get scouting intel on your opponent's opening and where they're taking resources. He's gone for the Huns, which is just super good if you want to field a lot of military and army. And then the Wu, new Civ. This Civ is especially good at hybrid maps where you open with infantry. And this is one of the better man-at-arm archer maps around. Especially if the opponent hasn't TC'd the gold. Because you could go deny the gold, right? Whereas if Sitaux TC'd the gold, he could still take that, and man-at-arms and archers wouldn't necessarily deny that. But long-term, you can still deny the wood, which is going to be the biggest thing here. Now, this version of Stranded has something called a junk. So forgive me, but I'm about to zoom in on Mihai's junk. That is the junk right there. So this is a trade ship, okay? And this ship brings you gold in like considerable amounts. So there's 193 golds on Mihai's junk. And then where's Sitau's junk? We're all mature here. There's Sitau's junk. So oh man, their junks they bumped into each other there. Was not trying to make this even more immature, but it did happen. So and this changes your builds. So you don't actually need to prioritize gold as heavily because you're going to get at least 2 junk trips before the next stage. So this is not this tiny little Dark Age edition where the streamer can make jokes and half of my chat can say, dude, get a life, and half of chat can laugh. This actually changes things. 400 gold onto your build, essentially, at least from what I know. And this means that whoever wins water for a time gets a couple more junk trips. There's also this weird thing where technically you shouldn't destroy the enemy's docks because you can still trade with them. But yeah, it's a big deal. And maybe that's part of why people are TCing here. I think if you didn't have the junk, people would TC the gold, but you don't need to actually take gold to go for man-at-arms and the first couple fire ships. So Mihai, he's got his barracks up. We know what he's going to do with the Wu. Their infantry regenerates. And Mihai bringing some vills forward. He's got some weak ones in here, which is kind of crazy. I wouldn't want to bring the weak villagers forward. But maybe that won't be that big a deal. He goes for the lumber camp. Sitaux also adding militia. I think when you see the Wu, you just kind of know the opponent's going to go for man-at-arms. But he hasn't confirmed that. And we haven't seen him build a mining camp yet. He's also going for the second lumber camp. And it's about to be 6 fishing ships for both. But we don't have the second dock. And yes, you can destroy the junk. And it can't defend itself, obviously. But you can't destroy it in Dark Age. So the amount of gold they have is crazy, crazy good. So 193. And like I said, they should be able to get up to 400 before ships come out. But maybe I'm wrong on the timing. But it feels like they're on the way back. That's kind of funny. Mihai's dock was denied by the junk, and he's not going to realize. And that Vil just went to the next task, which is the shorefish. It actually could disrupt his whole build. Like, he needs to realize that. If he's going 2 docks, he needs that dock to be up. That's so fortunate for Sitaux. Oh my goodness, we've got 4 man-at-arms. We've got 2 Vils. Sitau's walled up a little bit. Like, Mihai's Vil is just walking back and forth the shorefish. He doesn't know. Okay, he just realized the second dock didn't complete. Okay. Goes for the range. The horse sees the man-at-arms. And junks are going to continue. I don't think you want to save your junk. I just think you let it keep moving. And still no second dock for Sitaux. The Vil coming this way indicates that he will want that. Great job walling out the man-at-arms. I don't think Mihai, because he doesn't have the horse, I don't think he has a clue his opponent is actually going for man-at-arms as well. So if there's a hole here, remember, some of these Vils are weak. This could get really nasty really quick. That is an awfully exposed wood line. And the horse is here to block! And okay, I mean, losing 1 Vil is fine. Losing the whole wood line is GG. Frustrating situation for Mihai, but that could have been worse. Still could be worse. Sitaux knew these were going to be on the way. He's got the walls down. And he has an archer and some man-at-arms here to defend. Remember, the infantry regenerates for the Wu over time. So there's the infantry regenerating. It's 10 HP per minute. Fairly slow, but in these games where you're able to keep your units alive, this could be everything. And oh, there's a hole. And the Vils were weak from before. Disaster for Mihai. Yikes. I mean, forget the ships. This wood line is junk. The start to this game has been junk. But Sitaux is just, he's always on top of it, man. Like, he's always so privy to the details. At least compared to Mihai so far today. That's an amazing lead for him. There's Sitau's junk. That'll get attacked before it drops off more gold. But Sitau's added some fire galleys to defend his fish for now. And he completes fletching. He will drop a tower. On a lot of other maps, you're going to look at that tower and you're going to say that's a win for Mihai to have forced that tower. I think that's completely fine for Sitaux. That's not a big deal for you at all. You're like, okay, it's stranded. This is not a map where you really build a lot of town centers anyways. It just frees up your thinking and your attention to detail. Mihai needs wood. Like, it's getting pretty close. You might want to delete this TC and just rebuild one. Well, I don't know where you'd rebuild it. Obviously, you shouldn't delete your TC, but he needs wood income. Man-at-arms. Find a good engagement. Sitaux has been so active. And we do now have a tower from Mihai. The only tower he can build, and he's going to build it behind the wood line there. And Sitaux can't see that. So Sitaux can't stop that. Still has the man-at-arms and the horse here. Still has a lot of fire galleys. Eventually, all the fish could go down. I think Sitau's got the right idea, but you can just relocate your lumber camp if you need to. I think that's fine. New drinking game. Anytime someone in chat makes a junk joke, take a shot. I'm kidding. Don't play that game. That's not a good game. That's a very unhealthy game. I'm not sure many people would survive. Archers and skirms. Man-at-arms on the front. And the micro's really good for Sitaux there with the range units. And the man-at-arms are still there. So his man-at-arms don't regenerate. But he's been in a really nice position anyways with those man-at-arms. Oh, man, getting so many critical hits on the skirms. But I still really like Mihai's defense. I like Mihai's eco balance. I like that tower there from Mihai. I wouldn't mind a defensive tower if you can get some stone. His resources are looking pretty good as well. The problem I see is the amount of fires. There are 7 fires for Sitaux. There are 2 for Mihai with none in queue. If Sitaux patrols over, he'll probably find those fishing ship kills. Just a lumber camp on top of the hill there for Mihai. Farms for Sitaux. He's got 8 of them. There is 0 for Mihai. He just built the mill. And yeah, Sitaux just has so much more investment into the long term. Demo comes in. This is part of that investment though, right? Like this many fires takes a lot of resources to get to. And Sitaux was paying attention to that, so he didn't get hit with the demo. Both the junks are dead. All you junkers out there. Both the junks are dead. Unless Capture Age doesn't pick up on that somehow. And the fish for Mihai are over here, so they're not directly in the fire. Kind of surprised. I thought Sitaux was going to go Castle Age and go Knights, which feels like the game-ending move, but he's actually staying in Feudal Age and adding more army. And getting upgrades. Has to be really careful with that villager. A scout comes out. That'll surprise Mihai. I don't think he was expecting that. And Mihai still hasn't lost any of his fish, so he's recovering on water. Like, 150 food to get armor. And then the food cost on the scouts as well. I think if Sitaux didn't do that, he'd be on the way to Castle Age. Which could change the water fights. Which could change the fights on land. Sitaux has 10 fishing ships behind this too, so and all those fishing ships are not far away. So that's a pretty big deal. Very little army for Mihai. Sitaux is going to click up to Castle Age. He still has the range units. He still has the scouts. But Mihai clicks up as well. I look over. I haven't streamed in a while, right? I was away with family. First stream after being sick. I looked at my other monitor, and I'm expecting, like, maybe there's a resub. Maybe someone's like, what's up, T90? Good to have you back. Instead, I see a junk joke. Gotta love it. Not sure why I expected anything more than that. Just one demo moving forward for Sitaux. This is basically protection from an enemy demo. Because you don't want to patrol all your ships forward and then get boomed. Don't keep 3 demos together there, Mihai. Oh, dude. That's still really good for Sitaux, though, because these demos are really weak. Neither player can build a defensive tower unless they buy the stone. And guys, we are going to see the Jean Swordsman from Mihai. This unit is basically a Huskarl out of a barracks. Maybe it's slightly more comparable to other units, but it's incredibly strong. I just don't know if it's good enough, though, because I think the eco for Sitaux is far superior. We'll see. And the resources look good enough for Sitaux to be able to make quite a few knights. I think the knights should be able to beat the Jean Swordsman. And we've got a raid from Kid Boga. Let's go. Are we getting scammed right now? I think we're getting scammed. This can't be true. Have you guys come to call about your extended warranty? Or my extended warranty? I've been meaning to update that. Salutes in chat. Welcome, Kit Boga fans. A lot of people don't know this, but Kit and I go way back. I actually joined his stream at one point, did some scam baiting with him, and he also has an Age of Empires inspired name. Yeah, here's the Jean Swordsman now. So only the Wu get this unit, and it's incredibly solid against range units because it's got high pierce armor. It still regenerates because of just the Wu bonus, but knights are definitely better stat-wise. It's 70 HP, 8 base attack. A knight would be 100 HP, and with Bloodlines, 120 HP. And it just feels like Sitaux, he's pushing this way on water, so he's probably going to dominate the water. And then on land, he's going to have the knights, and the knights are already into the wood line, and yikes. Painful, painful stuff for Mihai. Looks like Sitaux is about to get his 3rd victory. Even deletes that knight so it doesn't get converted. Smart. Yeah, Kitboga viewers, welcome. I don't know how many of you guys played Age of Empires before, but if you're old like me and Kitboga, you probably know the game. Community's still alive and well. Mihai here in yellow, though, about to be dead. He's not going to be alive. He is not going to be well. There are a couple units over here. So maybe there's some positives. You can see how good they are against the TC fire, but he actually deletes them because they would have been converted. And the knight's too strong. I think Sitaux just... The move on the wood line, guys, was crazy strong. It was so good. He got into the wood line. I mean, he is the worst man-at-arms civ. And he got 5 kills with his units. And then Mihai wasn't able to do anything. Mihai just didn't realize he had a hole in the wall. And I also think that Sitaux really benefited from the scouting here. I think having that horse, knowing what was coming at all times, really influenced his decision-making. And it probably influenced Mihai's confidence. If you're going forward with an army and your opponent hasn't scouted the whole way, and they know it's coming, you're not going to feel as comfortable with your attack. So Mihai just has not been able to get back into a groove. And Sitaux is just flying right now. More of every resource except for the stone. Obviously didn't trade as much because he didn't keep his junk alive. And Mihai needs... I mean, he needs a bounce back game, right? You got to win 3 straight now. So you go... For the next map, I mean, all the games are going to have to be played and take it one game at a time. Game number 5, Sitaux is on an absolute tear. But again, I just haven't seen Mihai's best. I'm waiting for things to click a little bit more for him. We go to Arena here. Sitaux is really solid on Arena. I also really think this is a good pick for him against Mihai. I don't think Mihai's super comfortable here, so... He probably played more towards his opponent's strengths, or I guess his opponent's weaknesses than his own strengths here. Now, Mihai has 2 on wood, and he's gone quite late, and he's been galleys. I wonder if this is a fast feudal tower rush of some kind. I wouldn't normally think the Bengalis are the best tower rush civ, but why would you go 2 on wood late? Now he's sending an extra villager, so... Oh, now he's going to gold. It feels like he's definitely doing something in feudal age here. Maybe it's like Winchester, he's going to try a tower rush of some kind. If he were to go for a tower rush, and he breaks through the gate, the berries and the gold are there. So it's a pretty good map to try that. Sitau's going to go for the early eco upgrades. He'll go fast castle. Burgundians pretty much always do this. And if Burgundians do this... They're usually, with a boom scenario, the better civilization in the game. So, Mihai's the underdog. He's down 3-1. He maybe even feels like he has the worst civ. He's going to try and make it messy here. So, relics. 2 of them are very close to Mihai on the left side. And then we've kind of got 3 through the middle. They are in the middle, but they are kind of 60-40 closer to Sitaux. So I would say the relics benefit Sitaux a little bit more than Mihai. You could make other arguments, though, like the stone and the golds on the outside on the front is worse for Sitaux. And then the stone and the gold being on the side is better for Mihai. So I think it's a pretty close generation. But yeah, Mihai's up. Or he's about to be. What is this? It's got to be towers. Like towers and archers? Rushing fast feudal isn't bad with this civ because you get 2 additional vills. Feels like we're going to see 4 villagers go forward. And he's going to try some type of tower play here like Winchester did earlier. T90, can you put the chicken volume up a bit? No! Chickens are fine, dude. They won't shut up. I've turned the chickens to the appropriate volume. If they're genuinely too quiet, I can review. I guess I could have pointed out that there are chickens out there. And that can be technically extra incentive to go tower rush. Because you send the vills to the middle, and then it's a resource your villagers can take. Now, does he attack the wall or does he attack the gate? This feels just like game number 1. This is not something I would say that Mihai typically does. Tower rushing on arena. It was not true to his strengths. Sitaux. He's about to queue feudal age. Will he click loom, though? Because if you try and defend from this with some extra walls without loom, it could get kind of tricky. Okay, he sees feudal. He clicks feudal. He does not click loom, and he goes to this gold. Mihai's archery range is on the way. Mihai doesn't see anything in here, and Mihai's going to build the tower there. Okay. I mean, you don't win the game with a tower rush at this level. You win the game with the map control, and the game state you end up in after it. Okay? So, you don't look at this right now and say, this doesn't make any sense, or why isn't this working? Also, is he repairing the stone wall and not losing stone? I've actually never seen someone try and repair their stone wall in Dark Age. Guys, he's not losing stone. Is that normal? That's a crazy situation. I feel like Sitaux maybe knew that. Oh, no, wait. Did he collect stone? I don't think he... I mean, he collected some stone, but I don't think he actually... I don't think he actually spent any to repair. That's weird. Maybe it took a fraction of it or something. I have no real easy way of seeing it. But it certainly didn't look like he spent any stone. He is loom in Q, so he'll be fine. And this will disrupt the builds. And now there's a tower from Sitaux. And just as the units are going to break through, Mihai is not going to have the stone for another tower. Dude, why are we not on stone, Mihai? See, if you're on stone, you can build a tower here, and you can shoot down the opponent's tower with your archers. That's what Winchester does. But if you don't have stone, you can't build another tower. And now Sitaux could just build... Well, let's see. Sitaux could just build this tower and protect himself. I mean, if the archers get through, it's a disaster for Sitaux. He cannot allow that. He's fine. He's fine. Oh! Oh! He's fine. That villager is traumatized, and he has to go to therapy, but whatever. You have Burgundian economy, you can certainly afford it. Good benefits. Okay, but again, what Mihai has at least accomplished is he has forced his opponent into a completely different build. Like, this is not the situation Sitaux wants to be in with the Burgundians. So he hasn't killed anything, but he has map control. And he will build his own tower here. Never even made a mining camp. But I think he will do that. And then he'll build a tower where he can shoot down. He might even be able to build a tower where he can range both towers. Wouldn't that be something? I think you can do so. But you don't want to be in range of Sitau's tower if Sitaux doesn't have fletching. So yeah, that's fine. I like how Mihai made a gate in his opponent's walls. The shifts his longer feudal age benefits the Burgundians, though. Well, it does in that they can have Bowsaw and you can't. But it doesn't in that they can't drop TCs. They can't take advantage of cheap light cav. They can't get the relics. So, I think this is fine. I really do. I mean, I don't think it's a good... I think the build could have been better if he was on stone. I think the farms were very late. I think there were certain things that were maybe wrong with this. But if you're now forcing the opponent to go 4 villas garrisoned against you, and you have 5 archers, you'll always take that. You just can't attack the scout like that. You have to attack the tower. Yep, now these 3 villagers can go take some chickens on their way home to tell their family about this. And wow, that villager actually got sniped. Ooh, that's really bad. Sitaux got fletching. Mihai didn't realize. Mihai, I think, needs these villas to repair now. Because Sitaux will be able to win the tower war. Damn, Sitaux also sniped the scout from Mihai? So Mihai doesn't have that. And yeah, Mihai's not going to come back. Well played. Well played from Sitaux. Really well played. He walled behind. He even did the little repair, which I didn't know you could do that without spending stone. He's got his buildings up. He could buy a bit of extra food. His farms last forever compared to his opponent's farms. And he's still on stone too, so he might just build a castle in Castle Age. But on the back of this type of play is where you want like fast imp style. So Mihai will want a castle here. And then fast imp trebuchets sometimes. T90, how many subs for you to rename all the berries Tristan? I don't think I can rename berries. Oh, I can actually. All of them? No, Mihai. There's a tiger. Mihai. Woo, woo, woo. Careful. Okay, he's fine. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of berry bushes, man. And I can't double click and rename them. 150. I'm really lazy. I know that number's high for such a stupid task, but I really don't feel like it. Sitaux snagging every upgrade in the book. Is ahead in res collected. Won't be ahead in Vils because the Bengalis. Does have the scout. So can run around the map and see what's happening. And I think Mihai's just going to boom. Mihai's just going to drop TCs. And they'll try and catch up economically. But Sitaux is going to drop a castle. And this isn't going to be your typical Burgundian play anymore. I think the relics are going to be kind of tough to bring in if you don't have army. You can't just go monks. He doesn't have a barracks even, so going barracks and stables kind of tough to get to. Compared to a castle, I mean, you might as well just go one castle, build it on the front of your base to shoot that tower down, and then you can still drop TCs. So there's the TCs. And there's the castle. But from Mihai's perspective, you see this. You know what unit's going to be out. You can still go for monks. Monasteries up at home. He got the additional Vils, and he gets the TCs up a little bit faster. Downside, of course, is you're up against Burgundians where they've been working with farms that have a lot more food on them for a really long time. I want to see Sitaux go for 4 TCs, honestly. Might not be realistic right now, but later on, late Castle Age, instead of fast imp, this is a lot of economy for both. I think they'll be fighting for a lot of map control, so I think eventually a 4 TC might come up. Still has a couple more Vils on stone, so he might be thinking about another castle. And Coustilier get the first snipe. Scout's still alive for Sitaux. But that scout's not going to be enough if the archers are there to snipe that monk. Tough to have the food eco for unique unit and also 3 TCs if you're Sitaux, so he might not do that. And he might just work with these 3 for now. And he might be hoping for those monks, but these are Bengali monks. That would have to be crazy micro from Sitaux, and he sacrifices the scout. And he snipes that monk. That was pretty well played. I think he'll be happy with that. That scout was pretty much dead anyways. Plus, it's really tough to... That's just one more thing you have to pay attention to, so it actually kind of makes life easier. I don't think Sitaux would agree with that logic. He would want to keep the scout alive, but like for me, it's like... I don't have that level of multitasking, so... Now my eco will be better, and my Coustilier micro will be better. Because I don't have to worry about being extra fancy with that scout. Yeah, Salinor, that's what I said, dude. There's a lot of berry bushes here. I could do it. I still remember the new DLC came out. And someone... Oh, no! Mihai! Yikes. Oh, that's awful. That's the problem with monks. If you're not comfortable with monks, that's what happens. Sure, he has the extra armor, and he's even researching Sanctity, but that's monk number 3 to go down. And the first hit with the Coustilier is just so strong, it just sniped them instantly. Mihai was too busy adding farms. and looking at his eco. Yeah, new DLC came out. Someone told me the day the DLC came out that the devs added a hero, like, berry bush called Tristan or something, because my last name is Barry. And I looked for it for like 2 minutes believing them, and it just turned out to be a troll. Little embarrassing. I was like, oh my god, they added something in dedication to me? That's super weird and cool. And then it was nothing. There's the 4th TC for Sitaux. I mean, Sitau's got 2 relics. The other 2 relics are over here. Mihai would love to have these 2. These were the 2 that were close to him. I don't know if his archers offer enough support right now. 2 of those archers get converted. That takes it down to 5. Ooh, okay. Well, I like what he's doing here. He wants to go in against the monks, and now he baits the conversion, and Sitaux just says, you know what? I'll convert it back. He could just wait and convert it right back if he wants to. Oh, he needs to dodge, though. And he'll lose his monks. Both players lose their monks. But the next time around, this should be a little bit easier for Sitaux because the archers are going to be gone. Excuse me. Yo, Ross, thanks for the bits, man. Says, you're the only streamer I've ever watched never change. I can't promise to never change. I'll try not to. I think I need to improve in some ways, so I'll try and fix those things. Those will be my intentional changes. That's a dead monk. That's a dead monk. And this monk might actually survive. And now there's no military units for Mihai to actually kill monks, except for this guy, which could be converted. I think Sitaux needs to stop production. He's doing all of this. You need to click up to Imp, and you need to decide on what that comp is. This unit has done enough, but you wouldn't benefit from having any more of them. Mihai's now on the way. 4 TCs as well. Crazy economy. And now here's the question of the day. Or the question of the game. Which civ is better in the super late game? If I were to give you 10,000 stone, 10,000 food, 10,000 wood, and 10,000 gold, and say have fun, which civ is better here? Because I actually think that the Bengalis are better. This is funny. Mihai can actually see the unit because of his gate. The gate coming in clutch. And, oh, get it? He gets it. So that's a little annoying for Sitaux. But I think if Bengalis get to Halb Elephant Archer, it could be really difficult for the Burgundians. I think Burgundians would have to go Skirm Paladin, which they're good at, but still. We do have a pause here, right? It is a pause? Yes, it is. That'll be 3 relics at least for Sitaux. Maybe this 4th one comes in. Oh my... Mihai doesn't know what's there, dude. Mihai does not know that relic is there. Are you freaking kidding me, bro? Kind of makes sense. Yes. He lost his scout early. And he's going to assume his opponent had one over here somewhere. Sitaux also doesn't know about that relic. Oh. Well, okay. So that is the long-lost relic that both players are assuming the opponent has. I think it's so funny because Uncle Chips in chat says Sitaux outplaying him. Possibly because he found that Mihai didn't scout this and assumed Sitaux did. And now he's like, oh, wait a second. I mean, Sitaux seems to be slightly outplaying him regardless. But this game, looking pretty close right now. It's going to be skirms. This gate is still really nice because you can click this castle and see the upgrades and know the opponent is going range units. So that gate, actually rather important. Outpost. Still doesn't give a vision on the relic. So he has no clue. And Sitaux getting elite skirm. Sitaux getting all the upgrades. Doesn't have a lot on stone for an additional castle. Also, I'd like to see him re-wall this. Okay, now he sees the relic. Okay. So I think he might notice that. Elephant archers are on the way. Sitau's probably wondering what his opponent is going for. But I don't think that elephant archers would be a big surprise. You're essentially hoping that a combination of Paladin and Skirm is enough. Because it's easier to get to. And, I mean, it can easily be enough. I've seen it go either way. Once the outposts come up for both, and there's outposts everywhere for Sitaux. He might see the other relic, and he kills that monk. I don't think Mihai knows about that yet. I agree with chat on this. I think if you're going to go Paladin, you need to have Cavalier completed while you're on the way to Imp. I think Sitau's a little late there. And now he's even attacking this house, so Mihai knows he's going to go Skirms. But the thing is, the population efficiency of fully upgraded Bengali Elephant Archers is unreal. So if you get to like 40 of them, you could kill 80 Skirms. But you do have to hit and run a lot, which I find is awkward. I don't like that aspect. I think with Halbs, you actually have the power to push. That would be nice. There's Paladin on the way. So, Capture Range updated, and they removed my unique text. They said they will hopefully have that fixed soon. So I now have to, like a pleb, I have to go to the tech tree to see if unique techs get completed. But there's a unique tech coming in. That was obviously a mistake on their part, but I was like, come on. What are we doing? But there's pikes now. So that adds the attack speed. 155 villagers and counting for Mihai. I think the best player I've ever seen play Bengalis is probably like Barrels. And he went up to 170 vills and then deleted later. He goes for crazy eco count. Because the elephants are so expensive. Like, look, he has 8 of them, guys. And he's still getting upgrades. Granted, he is also spending things for light cav too, but can you still name a unit? Yes, I can. Here, in fact, the next person to sub, I will name this bombard cannon. Actually, that's not fair because Helios just subbed. Here, Helios, I got you, okay? Helios. Save. All right, there you are, Helios. Oh, God, Turbo Weasel. All right, you're this monk. Sorry if I misspell names. There we go. All right, so we've got him now. We can keep track. Paladin's about to complete. Helios almost went down. But he's a beast out there. Sitaux knows what's coming. He knows. And he sees it now. Helios is going to have to back away. It's just pure numbers here for Sitaux. That's going to do it. He's got double the army. The Elephant Archers attack faster. They're tanky unit. And there will also be a light cav meat shield. If the light cav get fully upgraded, they can really do some damage to these skirms. I like this move from Mihai. Just snipe the bombard cannons. Was that Helios? Helios is dead. Just snipe the bombard cannons, give yourself some time, and wait for those other upgrades to come in. But Sitau's just going to toss everything he can into the meat grinder here. It might take a lot of skirms to kill the Elephant Archers, but he's still going to try. I don't know if that's the right move, but he is taking down this castle. And if he takes down the castle, conscription will be denied. Conscription's a pretty big upgrade when you want to spam units. Now, Sitaux misclicks the skirms a little bit, but there's still only 15 Elephant Archers there, guys. And one of the trebs just went down for Mihai. You're seeing how tough it is to break these Elephant Archers, but they are expensive. I don't know. I think Mihai's kind of doing it, though. There's light cav on the skirms. There's light cav taking trebs. And this unit just kind of reaches a point where you're just like, well, what do you make against it? And I actually think an answer is maybe Heavy Scorpion, weirdly enough. I don't even know if Burgundians get that. I'm looking now. They do not. Skirm is the normal counter to archers, but these things are completely different beasts. Burgundians also lack the final armor on their skirms, so their skirms will go down faster than most skirms. I still feel like Sitau's got the right ingredients here, though, because he's fully teching into trash, and he has a lot of trebs, and he just wants to grind down these castles. to the point where Mihai won't have any anymore. And if Mihai doesn't have castles, he can't make trebs to push. And obviously the golden stone around the whole map could be protected with those castles. If Sitaux has his own, I'd like to see a castle over here for Sitaux personally. Sitaux 50 on food, only 15 on gold. It really needs more on gold. I think he's fixing that now. And how's Turbo doing? There you go, Turbo. Thank you. Also, Eric Bomb, thanks for the 39 months. Sorry. I don't think... Like, that's a decent sellout move where I can name units in the game after subs. But if that doesn't work automatically, I think I would spend the whole game doing it. So I can't promise that for everybody, but thank you. It's good to be back. We've got a banger game. I think these elephants are reaching the critical mass. How are you supposed to kill this many elephants? Well, maybe you just don't. Maybe you just avoid them and kill everything else. That castle gets bailed on. Villagers will get slaughtered. Ooh, but also light cap from Mihai killing Vils from Sitaux. Sitaux does have Halb, though. Yeah, dude, these elephants are nuts. Now Mahiana as well. So your Vils take up less pop space for a little bit more elephant. Or a little bit more Vils. It also hurts the Burgundians. Their paladins are 160 HP. Other civs paladins are 180 HP. So you don't have that tankiness against the tankiness of the elephants. Mihai's micro is perfect. And the paladins are just disappearing. Apparently... Oh, somebody got that relic. I'm not sure who. But Sitaux probably just can't believe his eyes how quickly his paladins are going down. He doesn't seem to care, though. He just wants that castle. So here he goes. More paladins. He needs more skirms. He needs more halbs. I mean, let's see if he takes the castle. Oh, there's the monk with the relic. It's like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object here. The halbs, the paladins, the skirms. Is Sitaux doing this? The 5 trebuchets. I mean, that is an immediate threat. Mihai has to react to it. He has no choice. Now Mihai brings his own trebs over. The bombard cannon for Sitaux. Trying to snipe. Oh, but he loses it. He could have actually killed all 3 trebs with one more attack round there. Bodies hitting the floor constantly right now. And the trebs for Sitaux still have not taken out this castle. Mihai is preparing with everything he's got. Is he holding this? Feels like he's holding this. He's just killing everything. There's only 2 trebs for Sitaux now. And now Sitau's going to have to fight this army head on. What a hold for Mihai. Mihai still in this. Still in this. When hope was lost. And when this, you know, the start to the game was maybe not that great compared to what people would have wanted to see. These elephants, 71 kills. So strong. And now he's got the trebs with siege engineers on the castle from Sitaux. It's a lot of eco to make halbs, skirms, paladins all at once. And now Sitau's going to lose this castle. And he needs to try and max out here. I think 30, 45, or 30 to 45. That's quite the range. 30 elephants seems good. And then the rest is light cav. And you're probably fine. Eventually, you can use these archery ranges to make skirms if you really feel the need. But you're putting every little bit of gold into elephants and into 3 trebs. I don't think Sitaux really needed more barracks. I just don't think Halb... Like, Halb against elephants isn't really, like, pop efficient. Mihai. Do not let these paladins into your base. Mihai. Okay, paladins are going through. Big raids from Mihai. He's killed 30 Vils this game. He's killing even more right now. He keeps the paladins out for the time being. And the elephants are actually coming back to deal with that. He's also has his trebs exposed. But 45 villagers lost to light cav from Sitaux. But now the trebs are exposed for Mihai. So at least the raid did that. Look how distracted Mihai is. He's kind of out of position now because he had to go back to take those paladins. It's just a shame that it had to be paladins instead of light cav. if you're Sitaux. But now, like... Guys, Mihai has won on golds. Look, this is the only gold income he had. He's got 75 on food, but he actually doesn't have much gold income now. So if he loses these elephants, even if it's just 1 by 1, and he just runs out of gold, this is an issue. By the way, Burgundian Vineyards is in for Sitaux, so his farms are bringing him some gold income. And he's still mining a lot of this golden stone on the map. I mean, he's brought in more gold. So Sitau's little raid attempt there completely rattled Mihai. Is now not really prepared for this. And now the trebs come in from Sitaux. He blocks off his trebs very nicely. And he's going to keep going here. Damn. Fortified wall now for Mihai. Make a gate, though. Make a gate. 32 elephants. I just saw it was 33 before that. Sitau's focus firing. He'll sacrifice 25 skirms to kill an elephant, but he'll see that as worth it. How much gold is actually left on the map? Not much. Only 2k. It's all right here. Sitau's going to take what he can. 28 elephants now. Trebs are still pushing the castle. Is Sitaux going to do this? Is Sitaux going to win this series right here? Look at him just dive with no regard for human life. He doesn't care. We can replace these bad boys, he says. Oh, God. Light Cav hop out. Halbs are kind of there, though. And obviously, he wants the trebs. Can he get them? That's his only castle. He needs to keep the castle alive. He needs to keep the castle up. No, Mihai! The trebs are down to 55 collective HP. Sitaux will repair them. Sitau's bringing another treb. There's one treb inside there for Mihai. He can't push without castles. He needs trebs. But he can't make trebs without gold. He can't make elephants without gold. It's too expensive for him to maintain this. Oh, man, I like this from Sitaux. More people need to do this. Build fortifications around your trebs. You know the opponent's coming out to snipe them. It makes it so much tougher for Mihai to get to them. Just 2 gate foundations. You're never going to be able to wall them in perfectly. Maybe he can. 4 trebs stack. Mihai out of stone. Mihai will lose the castle. And Mihai doesn't take a single treb. Sitaux is a beast. What a great job from him to rebound after everything he threw at that castle before. Crazy. He just has a diverse mix of trash units. Also, you see all the skirms are always firing on the elephant archers? That's focus firing. Because there's light cav in front a lot of the time. He has manually doing that. For the average player, those skirms are going to hit the light cav and do very little. You see how they're chasing? They're always focused on that. And now the trebs advance forward. I think Mihai can't believe it. Because that one fight was so good. It felt like he was going to do this. But he's just out of steam. He's out of resources. And it's Sitaux taking what's left of this gold as well. So there's 300 more gold there. He'll take that. Plus he has the farms. I think these trebs are maybe a little bit of an overextension here. But I guess if you take the monastery, that is kind of worth it. Bro, Sitaux, calm. I don't want to tell you to calm down. But maybe you should consider it. What are these trebs doing? Maybe he thought the trebs would be over here? I mean, you don't want us to throw. At least will the relic eject? The relic will eject before the new monk is made. So that's really annoying for Mihai, because he needs to get that that relic back. But he has another monastery here. Okay, well, he's going to lose that as well. And the trebs are still firing, and the elephant archers are down to 15. Yeah, Sitau's got this. He's got it. Halbs are wrecking the light cav. The elephant archers are just stuck here. They can't do anything. And Sitau's just smashing him right in the face, and he can throw away units. Because he'll have more gold income with the relics and the farms of the Burgundians. And for every Halb and Lightcav and Skirm he loses, he can make more. Crazy performance from Sitaux. Just super consistent. And he's got such crazy micro and aggression when he needs it. Like, he can go for the kill or he can just boom. Like, he has really grown as a player. Really impressive. I think Mihai's about to tap out. And he does. Sitaux gets the job done, wins 3 straight, ends up winning 4-1. And I think he was the favorite here today. Mihai, he doesn't have quite as much experience in getting to this level. I think Mihai will be happy he made it to the main event. Will be happy he lost in the round of 12. Won't be too disappointed overall. I think he just maybe didn't have his day as well. I've certainly seen Mihai play a little bit better, but Sitau's consistency and his skill and his strategy has gotten better and better over the last few years. And nice recovery in this one to kind of just remind you how good he is at fighting back when things go wrong. Sitaux will be up against Tato in the quarterfinals. And honestly, guys, I could see that being pretty close. Tato is probably the bigger name between the two of them. But the way Sitaux can play and how aggressive he can be and how diverse he is on a lot of different maps, I think that should be a really good series there. For Mihai in this game, the opening is just kind of the start. I think he needed Halb. But, like, maybe I'm wrong. You have to choose between Halb and Lightcav. But I think the Elephants are already so good against the Skirms and those numbers that you need Halb for the Paladins to stop from getting pushed back. I think you can make an argument that Sitaux just makes more Skirms, so I don't think it's that simple. But maybe he needed Halb with the Elephants, with the Trebs, and then he could continue to advance out across the map. That, or maybe he needed a different opening so he could be a bit more competitive for the relics. I don't know. But, yeah, more food, more wood collected in the end. Way more gold and stone collected for Sitaux, who gets the job done. Wins 4-1. I think we won't see them, we won't see Sitaux play for like 2 days, right? Because of the schedule. I don't even know if the schedule's posted yet. Let me look. Let me see what Liquipedia has to say here. So, guys, I'm going to spoil what happened in the first series. I know some people might have just got here, might want to VOD watch. But I'm going to go through the schedule for the week, basically, while we have an opportunity. And then I'm probably going to go rest because long stream today, considering I'm still recovering from being sick. But sets were really good today. Sets were incredible today, actually. I think the first series could have gone to 7 games. And so there we had Vinchester getting the job done. So Vinchester Hera, it's not posted, but I mean, we have to, Sitaux Mihai just finished. Tomorrow will be MBL versus Yo, and then Barrels versus Hart.